Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is part 3 of the Tiny Walnut House series. To recap, last week we put in a window, we put in a shelf, and we made and put in a wood stove. Now, for this week's video, we are putting in the hinges so it will close and stay closed. I recently picked up this Dremel tool. It really is just for nails, but it worked great for making these holes. For the first two houses that I made, I didn't have this tool, and I think it really showed. I had a hard time even making the holes, and the holes that I was able to sort of successfully make ended up splitting, so I had to glue the outside part back together. So having this Dremel tool, as you can see, made it so much easier, and I'm quite happy that I have it. So this button ended up being too big for the couch or chair that I wanted it to be, so I ended up going smaller. But my idea was to crochet like a back and sides, using the button as the base and just adding on to that. Um, but this one, I went ahead and finished this one, but it was too big when I finished it, so I just did a smaller button and cut off the front, so it's just like half a button and a back. And here I am making leaves for plants, and this is my first time doing leaves with the nail polish and wire this small. My hands were so sweaty when I did this, but I think it turned out pretty good. And these were actually some of the bigger ones I did. I ended up doing smaller ones in this. But here I am sorting out beads for jars on that shelf that we were working on in the last one. I wanted to do a couple of different colors, trying to emulate jars that were full or just colored glass. I did taller beads for the jars, and I had some smaller beads because I was thinking that that would be like fun caps for the jars, but I did that with a couple and I don't think I liked the way that looked. And some of them I thought that they might look good as smaller jars, and that sort of worked, but they weren't exactly the color that I wanted. But I mean, it looks fine in the end. But here I'm just placing them and just putting glue on the shelf and just setting the beads in there standing up. I think that turned out pretty good. I think I would have preferred some shorter beads for this in the end, just because these do look a little bit tall. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the way that shelf turned out. All right, so here we are working on the plants. I have these tiny leaves, like the bigger leaves that I was telling you about that I was making. I have the crocheted green bit here that's going to be foliage that's falling out of the pot like it's currently doing, which is a wooden bead. And here they are with the wire leaves attached. I'm just going to be gluing it onto the shelf where it will sit beside the jars, and I left a clear space for it so they could sit on the shelf by the jars. All right, we have made two tiny walnut houses. Comment down below, tell me which one was your favorite and why. And if there's a specific part that you want me to do a more in-depth video on, let me know down in the comments as well. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you next time.